Two great kingdoms faced each other, England and France. They were Europe's strongest powers. A long and bitter war began. It lasted over 100 years. Kings clashed for crowns and lands. Nations suffered through endless conflict. This was the 100 Years' War. It would shape their destinies, forever. King Edward III of England had a claim. He believed he should rule France. The French nobles chose Philip VI. Economic rivalries also fueled the fire. The year 1337 marked the true beginning. The war quickly moved to the sea. England needed to control the English Channel. In 1340 a great naval battle occurred near Sluys. Edward III led his fleet in person. English ships filled with archers attacked. The battle was fought at close quarters. The English longbowmen were deadly. The French fleet was almost completely destroyed. This victory at Sluys was immense. In 1346, Edward III landed in Normandy. The two forces met near Crécy. The English were heavily outnumbered, but they chose their ground well. The longbows caused terrible carnage. Crécy was a stunning English victory. Soon after, England besieged Calais. The war raged on, but then a new terrible enemy appeared, the Black Death. This dreadful plague swept across Europe. Millions died in England and France. For a time the war almost stopped. Edward III's son, the Black Prince, led devastating raids into France. In 1356 another major battle loomed near Poitiers. The Black Prince found himself trapped. His small army faced a much larger French force. Defeat for the English seemed certain, but the English soldiers were disciplined. The Black Prince showed great leadership. King John II was captured. France was forced to sign the Treaty of Brétigny in 1360. England gained huge territories in France. The Treaty of Brétigny brought a pause. It granted England vast lands and a huge ransom for King John II. But this peace was fragile. France soon found a new capable leader, King Charles V, known as the Wise. He planned carefully to reclaim his kingdom. Charles V avoided big, risky battles. Instead, he adopted a new strategy. He used small, swift attacks. His chosen commander was Bertrand du Guesclin. Du Guesclin and his men attacked English garrisons. Slowly but surely, French territory was recovered. By the time Charles V died in 1380, France had regained much of what it lost. The war entered a period of uneasy truces. For several decades, the war simmered. Then, a new king ascended England's throne, Henry V, in 1413. He was young, ambitious, and a skilled soldier. He revived England's claim to the French throne. In 1415, he led a large army to France. Henry's first target was Harfleur. The siege was long and difficult. Harfleur eventually surrendered. The English army suffered from disease. The two armies met near a village called Agincourt. The battlefield was a muddy field. The English archers prepared their longbows. The Battle of Agincourt was a catastrophe for France. Henry V became a legendary hero. His triumph seemed to put France at his mercy. England's position seemed stronger than ever. Henry V continued his conquests in France. In 1420, the Treaty of Troyes was signed. Henry V married the French king's daughter. He was recognized as heir to the French throne. His infant son, Henry VI, was later crowned king of both England and France. But Henry V died unexpectedly in 1422. The Dauphin Charles controlled southern France. The English and their Burgundian allies controlled Paris and much of the north. The strategic city of Orléans was under siege. Then a young peasant girl appeared. Her name was Joan of Arc. She claimed to hear divine voices. Joan's sincerity and faith impressed Charles. She arrived at Orléans in 1429, inspiring the French soldiers. Joan of Arc's victories continued. She led the French army to further successes. In July 1429, the Dauphin was crowned King Charles VII of France. Joan stood beside him, her banner raised. But her story had a tragic end. She was captured by Burgundian soldiers. They sold her to the English. She was put on trial for heresy and witchcraft. In 1431, Joan was burned at the stake. But her spirit and inspiration lived on. The French continued to fight with new unity. King Charles VII proved a capable ruler. He reformed the French army. The final major battle came in 1453, the Battle of Castillon. Castillon effectively ended the 100 Years' War.